Hi, welcome back to Daily Conversations. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, and the date today is October 26th, and the time now is 16 minutes past 6. And our topic today is a video review. And before we start, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, so here we go. Yep, and the video that we are going to make a review today is talking about speaking English.
Mm.
Yep, um, and 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 yes, I saw the link that you shared with me, Eric.
Mhm.
That is another video, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it's good, and yeah, we can discuss these two videos together today.
Mm.
Yep. So for the first video,
Mm.
and the speaker actually summarized 3 points
Mm.
at the end of her conversations.
Mm.
And then the first point is like to put yourself in others' shoe.
Mm.
And then the second one is to have a goal in mind, to speak naturally,
Mm.
speak smoothly. Yeah, so this is number two. And number three is about the training, deliberate practice.
Mm.
So in that video is she focused on pronunciations and also a little bit of uh, vocab to use
Mm.
the appropriate words and pronounce it correctly.
Mm.
Yep. And yeah, I think the method that she shared with us is very good.
Mm.
Yep. So uh, yeah, this is for learning.
Mm.
And then for the video that you share with me, that is another video, and we can find the links of these two videos in the description, right, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay, either in description or in the comments section. All right, so the video that you share with me is talking about the attitudes towards communication.
Mm.
Yeah, so these two videos, I would say they are quite different. They focus on different thing.
Mm.
And for my video, the first video, it seems like it focus on learning, the way of
Mm.
learning, and also the purpose of learning, the attitude of learning.
Mm.
I mean learning English.
Yeah.
And then for your video, it focus on another thing. It focus on the attitudes towards speaking, towards communications in the
Mm.
real life.
Mm.
Yep. So yeah, we can learn different things from these two videos, but I
Mm.
don't think these two videos um have any uh um 冲突.
Mm.
Yeah, have
Conflict.
any like disagreement or
Conflict.
conflicting each other.
Mm.
I think they are focused on different things, and we can learn differently,
Mm.
separately. So for your video, the summary point that I can make is that we try to focus on people we speak to,
Mm.
and we try to focus on the result we want to get. And at the same time, we don't avoid the mistake that we made.
Mm.
Yeah, as long as people can understand what we want to say, and we also focus on the thing that we want to convey.
Mm.
Yeah, just like the conversations today
Mm.
between between you and I. Yeah. Not only we need to focus on whether we speak well, we also focus on what we want to talk about, right? The details of our conversations, the quality of our of our points of our conversations. Yep. So I would say these two videos um teach us different things. Mm. Yep. And for learning part, yeah, go back to the first video. I think it is not suitable to apply the attitude of the second video, because I think when we are learning something, not only learning English, learning everything, we need to have a mindset or an attitude of um um a very serious attitude. We need to um be aware of those mistakes. We want to learn the correct thing if possible. Yeah, and as long as it is important. Yep. And yeah, I believe that you have watched the first video and heard about the founder of Facebook, Zuckerberg, speak Chinese. Yep. So yeah, so we can't say to speak correctly, to speak naturally is not important, because um, sometimes we may not understand uh, people who didn't speak correctly. Mm. And then um, yeah, maybe we don't have to focus so much on the accent. But at least I think the purpose that we learn English is not only for for the use in Malaysia, in our country, or in Singapore. We learn it for international use. Yeah. So it's better to speak in a way that people all over the world can understand. Yep. So I think the attitude in learning need to be very serious, find out the mistake, and then deliberate practice. Yeah, until we can make it near to perfect. Yeah, and when it comes to speaking, yeah, because we can't wait until we learn uh, how to speak like a native, then we started to speak, to communicate with people. So before we get to that level, then we still need to communicate. We still need to speak. So yeah, this is exactly how exactly the situation that I am facing. Yeah, because I still can't speak very well, but I think we need to have the attitude mentioned in the second video. When communicating with people, actually we need to focus on the people, focus on what we want to say. Just like what I mentioned just now. Yeah. So yeah. So in conclusion, these two videos yeah are good and teach me different things. Yeah. So these are my sharings today. How about you, Eric?
Yeah. Mm, for the first video, I think, mm, I think there's an encore.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you hear the
Echo.
encore now?
Oh, you mean echo in our conversations?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I
Okay.
don't.
Okay, never mind. For the first video, the encore method, this is a good method. And actually, after watch the video, I also go to um, go to the speaker's website.
Mm.
And there are many there are many articles she write in the PDF format. And except she actually explained the Anchor method more detail. Now they split into two parts, the part one and part two. And she also shared some other article about the accent. And yeah, the accent article is, for example, most of the English speakers, they didn't speak the ed. They also didn't. Sometimes they also didn't speak the s. Yeah. Behind the word. And I actually noticed her profession. Is the minister 副校长.
Oh, okay.
It's very high position in the Taiwan government university. Okay. And after I reading the method into detail, I decided to try this method. And yeah, because it's just costs us about 10 minutes a day. After I decided to try the method, and I tried to search some resources that allow me to practice. Okay. First sources I actually go to the NPR, www.npr.organization.
What's that?
And this is the national public radio. And the website is shared by this professor, shared by this speaker. But after I listening those podcasts and some video, I found that it's not suitable for me to start the learning. And I try to do some research, and I try to type some word in the YouTube. I type daily conversation. And the YouTube returned me a lot of results. And I found really suitable for me to start learning.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, Eric. Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
Okay. After I typed the word quote unquote daily conversation in YouTube, the YouTube returned me many results about the English conversation. And there are many long video allow me to watch. And I actually click in one video. Yeah, I actually click in many videos. But finally, I decided to watch the video in this. The video is actually an English learning video. From by the Oxford. Yeah.
Yeah, Oxford.
And it is and there is I think there is some episode. Yeah. The name of the episode is the Export Daily Conversation.
Okay.
And I click in. I watched the video, and I decided to apply the method, the encore method. So the encore method, the professor share is actually listen, listen few and make a pause. And then you try to remind, you try to recall every detail in the pronunciation that that you listen, that you have listened. So after you recall, it's a process like 1 to 2 seconds, sometimes it's 3 seconds. And after that process, you follow your mind to speak out the that few words you listen. So you try to repeat this. You try to repeat this process. And every day you just need to train up to 10 minutes. But after I start to apply this method, but I want to ask you whether you tried this method before or before you listen. I mean, before this session.
Before this video, right? The video that I share.
No, I mean before our this conversation. Did you try this? Did you try this method before? I mean, it could be before the video watching, and it also can before our this conversation.
Okay. For me, actually, before the video that I share, talking about the echo methods, I have tried before, but because my another English teacher suggest me doing it. And then after watching this video, then it is like to confirm my methods is correct.
And how do you feel when you're doing that kind of exercise? Kind of practice?
Yeah, it's actually very good, very effective. And for some words that like they link together, if you don't practice it, you found it very hard to speak them to speak them together.
Yeah. And previously, I also have applied this method before, but I didn't make a pause. I just listen into detail, and I speak out. I try to follow what I listen. But actually at that time, it is effective. It's effective. If you just look about the learning, look about the learning part, because the first time you listen the sentence, you can't pronounce it fully. So you try 1 time, 2 times, or in some case I try up to 10 times. So after I can pronounce every word clearly, and I can pronounce the full sentence. So I try to record down. My speaking. So I will also listen back the speaking. That I speak. If I think it's okay, then I will jump. Then I will go to the next sentence. And I usually take like half an hour practice like 5 to 7 sentences.
Yep. Focus on the quality, right? Not the
Yeah.
quantity.
Yeah, learning part is very effective, but it is totally useless when I need to when I need to start in conversation. When I need to start a conversation.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether it is because of the pose. Is it because of the ankle pose? The most effective way I tried before is actually start the conversation directly with other people. Yeah, it is you.
Yeah.
And after listen the conversation, I also try to use that method. But now I try to make a pause. And I try to listen. I try to listen the voice in my mind after I speak out. Yeah.
Yep.
And I also find some difficult for the non-stop pronunciation. Yeah, for example, yeah, today's date is okay. Today's date hi, hi, Mr. K. Do you know what today that is?
Yeah.
You may say
Yes,
today that is
October 26th.
Today that is today that is October. So there's a non-stop. Yeah, there's a non-stop reading. Yeah, there's a non-stop speaking. The October. It actually is the 4th of October. But if you keep repeat quite some time, you can remember October. You can't really apply to many sentences. That I want you to say like 4th January or 4th February. You also have some delay. Can't really you can't really apply into your subconscious unless you keep talking and keep learning.
Yes.
And in my opinion, if you just only keep learning this method, you can't really improve your English conversation because you didn't start a conversation ever.
Yep.
And I think this method is not suitable for beginners. It's not suitable for those people who didn't try to start the conversation.
Yep.
So yeah, even like us, we start the conversation so long. I also face this kind of problem with the non-stop speaking.
Yep.
So, how about the beginner? They also feel that kind of feeling. And after they spend their time to deliberate practicing, of course they can speak the sentence very clearly. But if you ask them, if you start a conversation with them, they can't do they can't came out the conversation very fluently like the speaker say. You can came out the conversation automatically. You can't. Actually you can't. Be realistic, actually you can't if you're not a native speaker, because native speaker, they spend a lot of time on speaking. They not spend a lot of time on training, on learning. They learn through the speaking. They not learn through the learning.
Yeah, it's an important point here.
Mm. And yeah, so this is my point. Yeah, for us, after we start the conversation, we can do the deliberate practicing. Yeah, because we know the importance of deliberate practicing.
Yep.
But the first point, before that, the most important point is you have to start the conversation.
Yep.
And I want to share you some story. This is a real story that I experienced. And a few days ago, I watched a video about the pandemic, about pandemic talk by the Singapore government. Because in Singapore, we are going to enter the phase 3. Yeah. The phase, in short, in summary, the phase 3 is the next step of phase 2. The phase 3 is we can have more people in the group. Initially, we can only have 5 people in a group, like dining, like in the dining of the table. We can at most have 5 persons per table.
Yep.
And of course, we still need to follow the safe management, measurement. The safe measure management, so that's something. For example, like the social distancing.
Yep.
And in the phase 3, most companies can be open. For example, like the entertainment company, like the seminar, cinema.
Yep.
Yeah, cinema, theater, and karaoke. But they had to, fulfill the safe measure management that drafted by the Singapore government. And in the phase 3, we can have like 8 people. I'm not sure whether it's 8 people or we still remain in 5 people in a group. Yeah. So we can hang out with up to 8 people. So this is the phase 3.
Yep.
This is not the main point.
Okay.
The main point is I watched this video with my girlfriend. And actually, there are 2 speakers. Yeah, actually, there are 3 speakers, but I just want to focus two of them. I just want to focus those 2 speakers. And one speaker, his talking is exactly and Singlish, Singapore English.
Yeah, Singapore style.
And he pronounced every word one by one. Yeah, like for example, he will pronounce the people to people. Yeah, for example, today our government will go into the phase 3. Yeah, like this. Pronounce the word each one by one. And this kind of these people, they seldom use the s and the ch. Yeah, that kind of pronounce. So my girlfriend can listen he's talking very very clear. I also can understand. It's very clear. And another speaker, his speaking style is like is more inclined to the American style.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, he can pronounce the every word and each sentence with the intonation 阴阳顿挫.
Yeah.
And he pronounced every s, yeah, every ch, yeah, that kind of pronounce, yeah, very clear. Yeah, he can pronounce that kind of work, very clear. We can't understand. They're talking very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for the beginner or because for the non-native speaker, we can't really listen well on the non-stop pronunciation, non-stop talking. We rather prefer pronounce, yeah, the talking in the sentence word by word, right?
Yep.
And initially we thought the first person who talking the English. We thought the talking speed is quite slow. But it's not. Yeah, it's not slow. After we compare his talking with the conversation between you and me, he actually talk faster than us. But my girlfriend, she's that kind of person. She's the person that cannot understand our talking, cannot listen, cannot understand what we are talking in our conversation.
Okay.
And she say she can listen well your pronunciation, but not me. Yeah, but not mine.
Okay.
And after watching that video, I suddenly realized that what I want, that is the pronunciation what I want. And few days from that ago, I can give you many examples. Few days from that ago, I actually attend a seminar which talk about the government grant, one of the government grants.
Hello.
Pronunciation.
Hello. Yeah. Eric, bad connection.
Okay.
Yeah. The last word I heard is talk about the government grant.
Okay, the government grant. And the speaker on that seminar is the girl. And from her voice, I know this is an auntie. Okay.
Okay.
And she also speaks with the English style. Yeah, but it is a more yeah. I mean, her pronunciation is more into. I mean, it's more serious. Not serious. I mean, the one by one pronunciation.
Okay.
Is more. Yeah, it's greater than the speaker we watch in the pandemic talk.
Okay.
So the speaker of the government grant, he speak more slowly. And she tried to pronounce the word, really one by one. With a very slow speed. And there's no subtitle. There's no subtitle on the seminar. But all of us can listen. Can listen. Can understand. can understand what she's talking.
Mm.
And even though she pronounced each of the words one by one, I can be sure that her English is better than me. Yeah. And yeah, and there's another example. One more example I want to share you. This is like 3 days, or it's like 3 days ago.
Okay.
Friday or Thursday. And my tax agent called me. She also is that kind of person who talk English. She also talk one by one. I also feel that her English is better than me. And initially she talked faster. And after I tell her, wait a moment, can you repeat? Can you repeat again? Yeah, because she asked me something about the PIC.
Oh.
Yeah. So I asked her to repeat again. So she explained me about that thing, about the PIC and what she wants. So if you are a native speaker, or if you are the person who very fluent in talking with English, and when you found that other people cannot listen, cannot understand what you're talking, what would you do?
Yeah. Firstly, we need to have the awareness, right? Yeah, because for some situation, people they won't ask you to repeat. Maybe for for some reason they are shy, or they're afraid to do so, or something else. So I think firstly it's the awareness. We want to make sure that people understand us, and then if we have the awareness, then maybe I think we need to we need to slow down a little bit and use the word that the counterparty can understand.
And also, we will try to avoid those non-stop pronunciation, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and if you are native speaker of Chinese, and you go to an unfamiliar country, and you only know about the Chinese,
Yeah.
you try to use Chinese to communicate with other people. They are not native speaker of Chinese. They are not Chinese native speaker.
Yeah.
And asking for their help, right? And will you turn back? Will you try to? Will you discard their speaking, their accent, or their talking? Will you do that? Will you have that feeling? No, right? Because you're actually seeking their help.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
And in the second video, it talk about if even though it is a very low level English speaker.
Faiza.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the retailer in the pharmacy. Yeah, this is EP EPA or EHA or something like that is for heart, and another like DHA is for brain.
Yep.
Yeah. You your heart okay or not, your brain okay or not. Yeah, everybody can listen. Everybody can understand.
Yep.
What you want to deliver, the message you want to deliver. Because they want to help you to make a choice.
Yep.
Yeah. So just in the first video, it used the example of the Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook founder. I think the example is not good. It's not actually good because you have to admit that Chinese is more difficult than English.
Yeah.
A low level English, low English level speaker can allow people understand. But a low level Chinese speaker, they actually find hard to allow other people understand. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, by looking at the subtitle of our conversations, you can find that actually they can recognize our words, right?
Yeah.
Then I agree with this. Agree with what you said.
And you can look at many statistics, many facts. Why YouTube until now, YouTube still cannot came out the Chinese substitute, Chinese caption. They still cannot auto generate the Chinese caption.
Yep.
Yeah, there are many facts you can refer.
Yes.
Yeah. This is not just a logical thinking from my viewpoint. And you can falsify this point, this viewpoint by looking many facts. So yeah, I think the example in the first video is not true. Yeah, it's not true. I agree with the method he shared with us. But I not agree the example.
Yeah.
He try to deliver and try to make us more stressed about the English. Actually, after watching that video, I feel some stress. Did you?
Yes.
I think it's not good. It's not good for the English learner. Actually, we don't want to learn the English. We just want to speak the English.
Yeah.
And about the S, the ED, he emphasized the importance on the past tense, on those pronunciation. That we think is not important, but it will change the meaning. Yeah, of course, they will change the meaning. But for example, if I say, I watched the video last night, I have watched the nocturne, right? I have watched the video last night. So it's not about without have or no have. Yeah, without have or with have. Or even though I am watching the video last night, you also can understand. Because I mentioned the last night.
Yep.
Yeah. If I didn't mention the last night, you can't understand.
Yes.
Yeah. So this, I think this is why English is so amazing. And in Chinese, it's also can be applied. Yeah. For example, 我正在看电视，昨晚。我昨晚正在看电视。
Yep.
Yeah. You also can. Yeah. It is exactly same meaning as I'm watching TV at last night. Yeah. It's exactly the same meaning.
Yeah.
So we can still understand if you mention about the last night.
Right.
So, this. Okay. My point is, if you are a beginner of language speaker, not language learner, language speaker. You try to speak as much as information to let other people know what you want to talk, what you want to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the ability, yeah, the ability of this is more important than the pronunciation because you can just spend 1 hour, 2 hours to learn this ability, and it can apply to many language of the language. mm, if you start to speak a new language.
Mm.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah, but if you want to pronounce a sentence without grammar mistake, it is very difficult for
Yep.
beginner.
Yep.
They need to spend ton of time to learn it, to master it.
Mm.
Most of us can't do that. And most of us is not the language. Uh, Most of us is not mm, the English specified. Okay. Okay. Their job is not specified. Mm. They don't need to be a English fluent speaker.
Mm.
They don't need to be a native speaker. They don't need to
Mm.
be an English native speaker to to complete to complete their work task. They don't
Mm.
have to.
Yep.
So some grammar mistake, I think is okay. If other people can understand what they are talking, if they have awareness to put in, yeah, to put themselves into other people's shoes and try to speak, try to try to try to expose as much as information to allow other people understand what they are talking. I think is okay.
Mm. Yep.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So okay, go back to the story.
Mm.
And my girlfriend, she say she can't understand my talking right, my speaking
Mm.
right.
Yep.
Yeah. And start from that day, I actually have I actually have I actually have a plan. Yeah. And I put into action.
Mm.
I talk in English with my girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
All the time, or
Yes.
like 1 hours a day?
No. Almost all the time.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah. Almost
creates
all
an
the time.
environment. Very good.
Since since that night. Mm.
Mm.
And initially, she actually refused. She tried to stop me to do that.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. But I told her this is my choice. Mm. I can improve my speaking. You can improve my learning. So why not? Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. So initially she refused. Mm.
Yeah.
And and yeah, I actually think I actually thought she will speak in Chinese with me.
Mm.
Mm. But actually, mm, for this few days, it's like 3 days.
Mm.
Mm. And she speak, yeah, she talk in English quite often.
Wow. Mm.
Yeah, but actually she refused to do that initially.
Mm. Yeah.
So actually you can try this with your girlfriend. Yeah, you just directly talk in English with her.
Mm.
And if she asks you why you want to talk English with me, and you
Mm.
say, oh, I want to improve my English. So
Mm.
you also can improve your listening. Yeah, if you want to talk in English with me, yeah, it also can. Yeah,
Mm.
but you can't change me, right?
Mm. Yep.
And like the day before yesterday,
Mm.
okay, okay, since from this for this few days, I actually found that my girlfriend don't have any problem with my talking.
Mm.
She has a listening problem with my uh with our talking, with our conversation, with the
Mm.
conversation with me.
Yeah.
Because I am talking with you and you're talking with me, and
Mm.
I will try to use the language. Mm, I'll try to use I'll try to use a language that you can understand.
Yep.
But this is not the language she can understand.
Yes.
And when I talk to her, I will try to use a language, quote unquote language, that she can understand. Of course, this is still in English. But she can understand. I also can understand their talking. Her talking. And the day before yesterday, she shared me about her brother's story. And actually, this is a complicated story.
Oh.
Party.
Sorry, can you repeat the last word?
The story includes 3 parties.
Oh, okay.
And her poor English. Okay, the 3 parties actually, one of the party is her brother. Then the second party is her brother business partner.
Okay.
And the third party is actually her brother business partner. Her brother business partners. Okay. Her brother business partners, wife, friend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, okay, the conversation is like 20 minutes. For the first 15 minutes, I don't understand what she's talking. So, and at that time, after 15 minutes pass, I want her to define the person. Okay, her brother, business partner's wife, friend, called Mr. A. Okay. And initially, I thought there's 2 parties,
Oh.
And after I define Mr. A, I suddenly realized there's another party called her brother, Mr. Partner, her brother's business partner.
Yeah.
So I helped her to define Mr. A. Mr. B. Mr. B for business partner. And I used the rest of the 5 minutes to understand what she's talking, not the first 15 minutes. So do you get what I mean?
Yep. So it's the way how we tell something, right?
Yeah. And she actually has a very poor English. She will use I never. For example, I didn't take the lunch. We should say I didn't take the lunch, right? But she'll say I never take the lunch.
Yeah. There are some people confused with the word never with don't or didn't.
So actually, they have many grammar mistakes in her talking. But I can fully understand what she's talking, and she also can fully understand what I'm talking. But she can't understand the conversation between you and me. Yeah, do you get my point? Yeah.
Yep.
So okay, go back to the topic. If I can choose between an English native speaker and the English speaker that can allow every people understand what I'm talking, I will choose later. I would rather choose a Singlish rather than the American style, or the US style, the UK style.
Yeah, I think for this it is always better to be flexible, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But if I can only choose one, I would rather choose. Yeah, I would rather choose that. But it doesn't mean that we don't improve ourselves.
Right.
But why I want to point out the importance.
Mm.
Because we after we know the importance, we can target what we want first at the first place.
Yep.
I would rather target the English at the first place.
Yes.
And because now I realize that our conversation actually have a lot of pause. And a lot of delay and and there's a lot of okay.
Yes, agree.
So I will try to reduce those delay.
Yeah.
And improve my ability to deliver the message.
Yes.
So this is the first thing I want to do. So after there's no more delay, I will try to learn those American style accent.
Yep.
And American style native speaker can understand the English, right?
Yes.
But some of us cannot understand
the American style.
But we cannot understand English. Yeah. So this is my sharing for today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually a very good thinking for a non-native speaker and the beginner learner.
Actually, we don't want to be learner. We want to be the user.
Real speaker. Yeah.
No speaker. We want to be the user.
User. Yeah.
So, if I am an English teacher, if I have only two choice, okay, if I have only two choice, teach them with a very with the best accent, like the American style accent or the UK style accent, not the English. Yeah, English is not the best accent. Yeah, we all agree.
Yep.
And if I can choose this, and between this, between the best accent and the attitude, the best attitude, the proper attitude toward English. That means you just talk. You just talk. No need to care anything. You just talk. Yeah.
Yep.
I think this is the best attitude, or my humble opinion.
Yes.
I would rather choose later. Because if yeah, you have you have to admit the Pareto law, the Pareto principle. I mean the 20-80% rules.
Okay.
Only 20% of the people, only 20% of the non-native speakers can finally become can finally talk the English in fluent. And maybe there are only 5% of the non-native speakers talk like the native speaker, right?
Yes.
How about the rest of the 80%? How about the rest of the 95% of the people? They understand English, they know English, and they can talk in English. Yeah, even a low English level, they still can communicate.
Yep.
So if you focus about the first one, maybe you will frighten. Yeah, maybe you'll fright those people who want to speak English.
Yes. Yes.
But this is the case if we only can do one of them. But if I can do both of us, I will always emphasize the right attitude, the proper attitude toward English. And at the same time, I will keep learning. I also will keep teaching about the best lesson. But when my students get frustrated, I will tell them, you are the best. Yeah, you are the best. Because you can use English to communicate.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, if you can deliver mindset to your student, and you can use English on your teaching, and you can force your student to use English to talk with you in the class.
Yeah, it's a very good suggestion.
I still, I think in your class you still use Chinese to teach English, right?
Yep.
And people also use Chinese to ask you the question, right?
Yes.
So this is a problem. Yeah. You try to teach them the best essence, but they can't use the best essence to communicate. This is a problem.
Yeah.
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 So what's the point to learn the best essence? Because if you can't even start the conversation.
Yeah, because they
learn the best essence.
they just refuse the first, the first attempts.
Yeah.
Because they think that it's too hard for them to to even just pronounce a specific word.
And through our conversation, we noticed that actually the ability to start an English conversation is different. It's different with learning an English, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We don't need to learn about the grammar. We don't need to learn about the vocab because we can use our other language, the word, and we can go to the dictionary, find the word and learn, find the vocab and learn. So irregardless about the vocab, irregardless about the grammar, it even regardless of the accent. Because if you don't know about the word, if you don't know about my accent, you ask me, did you pronounce wrong? I'll tell you the meaning in English or in Chinese, and you will correct me if you can't understand what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So can you see vocab, grammar, accent, all of them is totally unimportant to communicate in English.
Yep.
All this can substitute. All this can be substitute.
Yeah. And I believe that very often you have the feeling, just seems like me. Sometimes I'm trying to find a way to speak something, to say something. To describe it better so that you can understand with our limited vocab and the knowledge in English.
And like in one of the example in the second video about the hot dog with cheese.
Yeah.
Do you know an integrator?
The cheese is in the hot dog, right?
I miss the real definition about the integration.
Oh, I don't know. It's about the mathematics, right?
It's about the engineer. This is an engineering jungle, engineering technical term.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I also don't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but that engineer cannot understand what content means. But they can understand integrator because knowledge in their it's true. I know a lot of technical terms in accounting, in accounting, in economics, in
Yep.
business. I don't know, but maybe I don't know. Yeah, the fire chicken called the turkey. Yeah, I forget. Yeah, I forget the fire chicken called the turkey. I forget about the ton. Uh, the tower truck. I would say the lorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though I know the sunk cost. Yeah, for example, like the PPC, PPF. I know the like the economy of scale. Yeah, I know all of them because this is my area.
Yep.
Other people don't know this. So I think this is actually the same. This is actually the same case as that engineer.
Yep.
They study their knowledge in English in their area. So they know about a term, the integrator.
Yep.
They know what the integrator means. For example, I was I had I have an technical term. The term only known between me and Dancy. The transaction cost. Do you know what transaction cost?
Yeah, like the you want to make any payment transaction, there is a cost. No.
This is the idea we came out from the ISO subject in our university, the Information System Organization. There is a transaction cost model, right?
I forgot.
There is a data model. There is a data model. There is a data model. There are three models. One is data model. One is decision making model. The third one, and also this is the most effective one, is called transaction cost model.
Yeah, have some memory.
And the transaction cost we mean between me and Jinxi is actually the cost in the benefit, the cost in the cost and benefit analysis. Yeah, the cost in the cost and benefit analysis. It's exactly same meaning. You get what I mean? So transaction cost means the cost. Just equal to the cost in the benefit, cost and benefit analysis. Yeah, the cost and benefit analysis is the technical term between you and me, and the transaction cost is the technical term between me and Dancy. And for that transaction cost, we will also include the mental cost in this. Yeah, in this technical term. Yeah, I mean in this definition. So sometimes we'll say, wow, the transaction cost is too high. Actually, what we want to say is, wow, go there is so far. Place is so far, and it costs time, so we don't go there. The transaction cost to go there is so big. We won't say the distance to go there is so far, and the time we need to consume is so far. It's so great. We won't say that. We will say, wow, the transaction cost is too big, and we know what is other talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay, so another thing want to share?
Yeah, just one more thing. I think it is in our memory 2 years ago. Do you still remember our teacher, our professor, I should say lecturer, teach us accounting?
You mean the
the lady.
Lady. Oh yeah, yeah. The Vivian.
Is the management accounting.
Vivian.
Yeah, and then yeah, when you say that some people in your in Singapore speak in a way, one word after
Yeah.
another, then
She's that kind of person.
then the first person in my mind is her, and her explanation is actually very clear.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah, she can use very simple words to explain something very well.
And actually, her accent is exactly same like the Singlish one word by one word, right?
Yep, it's very effective.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. Okay, so I have finished my sharings.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all for our today conversation.
Hmm.
How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversation? Did you learn something? Did you have new idea about the English language? Please tell us what you think of our conversation, and sometimes we may include one or two critical thinking questions in the comment. I know this is very hard to answer for most of our people. If you had quote unquote critical answers for this critical question, please share it with us. And we are not native speakers. If you can, if you found any vocab or grammar mistake that we made in the conversation, please also comment to let us know because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.